So now we're going to make a Creole blackened albacore tuna salad. And we're going to start with 4 cans of albacore tuna. You could use half this recipe if you want, but we have a few people around here to feed, and of course, you know, they're awful hungry. So we're going to start with 4 cans of the albacore tuna. We're going to have 1 rib of celery, some garlic dill pickles, a little shallot, and a Vidalia onion. And this is before we're going to go ahead and stripe this, and probably try to make these in maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch strips. Cut them in half, double stack them, and then finally chop them. And if you want bigger chunks or smaller chunks, that's a personal preference. I like the 1/4 inch diced or cubed. There you go, just like that. We got some celery going over here. Maybe be careful when you go like this with your knife because you could get cut. I've been doing this for years, and I'm just telling you, if you don't have as much experience with the knife, maybe you should use your hands like this. So anyway, we added 1 rib of celery. We're going to go ahead and get our Vidalia onion. Give that a little fine. Oh, look at that falling apart on me. That's okay. Then we're going to go again, cutting perpendicular and then perpendicular. So we only have 1 onion. We're going to add a shallot, though. It's going to give us a little more onions. You could add any other ingredients, like some green onions, or maybe an egg, or a few other things that you might prefer in your tuna salad. But we're just going to go ahead and go with a little bit of pickle, a little bit of mustard mayonnaise, a little bit of olive oil, some of our blackened seasoning, and some of these pickles. Now, these pickles are awful small. We're going to cut them a couple times this direction, and then almost like matchsticks. And then we'll cut perpendicular to that. So maybe 1, 2. All right. And we're going to add a few more pickles because, you know, my wife loves pickles, so we're going to make sure that she's happy. All right, so now we got these kind of in little matchsticks. Turn them on the side, 90 degrees. Cut them into maybe 1/8 inch pieces, maybe a little bit smaller than the onions, the celery. Make sure you keep your hands back, you know, and make sure maybe keep your knife and move your hands forward. Try not to move them both at the same time. Either move your knife or move your hands. Don't move them both, because that's when accidents happen. So we're gonna, and then I got a couple shallots. It's gonna give us a little more interesting texture and flavor. We're gonna cut this in little strips. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn them perpendicular, put them into a fine dice. They have a very powerful flavor. It's a very distinct flavor. So we're going to add this to the mix. That's going to be pretty much all the vegetables. Then we're going to add, probably about 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, maybe to start with. If we need a little bit more, a little bit later, we can always add a little bit more, but you can't take it out once it's in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put 2 teaspoons of some Dijon mustards. 1, 2. You can measure it out if you like, or we can freehand it. Maybe another 2 teaspoons or 20 turns on my salt grinder. About 10 turns is a teaspoon for my salt grinder. A little more fresh black pepper. Maybe 10 turns. And then we're going to add some maybe 2 tablespoons of our Tuscan oil. You could use the rosemary oil or the Italian oil, whatever flavor you prefer. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of our blackened seasoning. Bazing! That's going to spice it up quite a bit. Spice it up, I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's how we say it over here. And you could use a little bit of fresh lemon juice. I try to stay away from the acidity, but a little bit of fresh lemon juice wouldn't hurt. And we're going to go ahead and mix this in. Let it sit about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes in the fridge, maybe to chill, maybe to set up, let some of the vegetables sweat out some of their flavors, and get a good mix of flavors. So remember, if the blackened seasoning, if you don't like spicy foods, go ahead and maybe put the Creole spice in there, or omit the spice altogether if you don't like spicy foods. But I prefer the blackened seasoning with the tuna. It makes a great spicy and a healthy tuna salad. So there you go. Now you notice it's just a little bit dry right there. Now you can go back and order, you can add a little bit more mayonnaise to it, but I'm just going to go ahead and order a little bit more, put more of this Tuscan olive oil in it. Notice this is an extra large bottle of our Tuscan oil. And we're going to go ahead and toss it or fold it in a few more times. Maybe try to take some of the stiffness or some, so it's not dry. We don't want dry tuna salad. So, and we're going to let this sit up in the fridge for about 20 or 30 minutes. Come back, we'll re-stir it, and then we can add more salt or pepper to taste, or a little bit more mayonnaise or olive oil.